Hey, Teacher Nicole here, back with video number 2 as we dive into the general mysteries of English pronunciation, right? Why are we doing this? Because we want to help clarify your pronunciation and possibly answer some of those really annoying questions like, why the hell do they talk like that? And why can't I understand anything any native speaker is saying? So don't worry, this video is for you. We're about to get into the details about how that works. So I believe in the last video, I explained a few things, and I will do it again here. So again, I am an English as a foreign language teacher, and I have been for over 20 years. I know, it's like I started when I was 5. It's incredible. And so over the years, I have picked up different pieces of information and techniques that I want to be able to share with you. So a lot of the things I will reference will be around Spanish speakers learning English. But let's all broaden our minds and pretend like that may actually be useful to other people who also aren't Spanish speakers. So these videos, this series comes out of the fact that my Spanish speakers want each word to be said by itself, in its place, right? Hello, my name is Nicole, right? Because Spanish is spoken that way, right? There are a number of languages that are spoken that way that take each word, right? The person, when you speak, you say each word. Unfortunately, then you have a language like English, right? Where it's just all mashed together like one big gooey marshmallow. I don't think that was a good example. But anyway, moving forward. Yes, moving forward. So I want to talk a little bit about some information that might make it easier for you to, number one, start to hear people more clearly and also to speak more clearly. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Okay, so connected speech, which is what we practice in English, the specific thing that we're doing that connects the speech, right, which gives us our rhythm and our flow, and to a lot of non-native speakers, it sounds like we're talking quickly, right? We're not. I mean, I was always amazed when my Spanish learners would complain to me and be like, y'all talk really fast. And I'm like, because Spanish people actually talk really fast. Because remember, they're saying every single word. They're managing to do that, and they're managing to talk at like 1,000 kilometers a minute. Okay, anyway, those are my feelings. I'm done now. Let's get back to it. So the way that we connect our speech is through something called word joining, right? So there's 3 different aspects to this. The first is joining the end of a letter, the last letter of one word to another, okay? That's the concept. It's like a monkey swinging, woo, from tree to tree in the eternal search for the most delicious banana. It's true. Science. They'll tell you about it. Okay, so in the first case we're going to talk about, we're talking about consonants to vowels, right? So that's my ending letter is a consonant. And what is a consonant, Nicole? Well, it's not a vowel. And what are the vowels? A, E, I, O, and U, and sometimes Y. Isn't that great? Okay, so everything else is a consonant. So we got our consonant letter, and it's just lonely. It's not satisfied with where it was before, and so it swings over to the next word, right? It wants to be friends. It wants to be connected. So in the case of consonants to vowels, let me give you 2 examples. Example number 1. Went out. Okay, so I said that so that you so that you know what words I'm mashing together. And if you saw me do that, it looked painful. It looked as painful as it was. Went out. Hey, what did you do yesterday? I went out. Okay, see how that does not work and my jaw hurts? Okay, so we're not doing that. So that T at the end of went is swinging over to its friend O and out. So I went out last night and I had a wonderful time, right? So I am a US native English speaker, so that actually sounds a little too crisp for me. That sounds a little British. It can happen sometimes. If I'm in the States, I might actually just drop the T altogether and say I went out last night and I had an awesome time. That's actually probably how I would do it, okay? But those are the two options there. And let me give you another example. Ice cream, right? Delicious, right? So ice. So the CE, the sound is a consonant, okay? Because you're going, but there's a C, that is a consonant, but then the actual letter it ends with is an E, which is a vowel. But the sound together is S, which is S. So what we're looking at is the sound, right? So that consonant sound S flies over to the S in cream to make scream, right? Which is not pleasant. Ice cream's very pleasant. Screaming, not so much, okay? So ice cream, okay? And let me give you a little bit of poetry related to that. A little childhood rhyme we used to say back in the day. I scream, you scream, we all scream, ice cream. Thank you very much. Okay, so moving on to the next idea, right? The next set of letters. We're going to go consonant to consonant. We started off consonant to vowel, and now we're going consonant to consonant, okay? So again, two different examples. The first example is the word bus and stop, okay? Bus, stop. So again, if I were to just say those words separately, it would be a hot mess, okay? So luckily our intelligence has given our tongue a lot of movement and flexibility, which allows us to forget about all that. So in the case of bus stop, the consonant is the same letter, S, right? So again, we're not saying that twice because that's a lot of work. We're gonna say it once. And it's gonna be like this, bus stop, right? I gotta run to the bus stop because I'm gonna miss my bus, okay? Remember that monkey, just keep that monkey, just that graceful, serene monkey in your mind, just swinging, right? One word to the other. The second example we're gonna do is clock. Okay, clock, you know what a clock is, right? Tells us the time. So this is gonna be a little bit of a mess and we'll explain something else. I'm gonna tell you two different words. The first word is clock stops, clock stops, and the second word is clocks tops, right? Watch how we actually say it. Clock stops, clocks tops. Yeah, I know, it sounds exactly the same. And that's a nightmare when you're trying to understand people in a different language, okay? So what I'm gonna say right now, and you can just take that and put it in your hat and wear it, is context is everything, okay? So when we're listening, we are listening to something specific and hopefully we know what that is. And so that is going to help us determine which one of those they're saying, okay? So I just don't want you to panic. I want you to keep breathing. We're going to keep moving forward to number 3, vowel to vowel. So this could be a little bit of a hot mess because these are more open sounds. So what are we talking about? Unfortunately, with the vowel to vowel, we actually add another sound. That's right, a whole different sound you were not expecting. I do apologize. Okay, so that sound, when we're going from vowel to vowel, can either be an A, J, or a Y, okay? Let me give you some examples. We have the word do, and we have the word it. Now, when people actually speak, they say do it. Okay, maybe they don't say do it like that. Do it, how you doing? Okay, anyway, that's different. But I'm exaggerating a little bit because I want you to hear that that's a W that's connecting the O in do to the I in it, okay? Do it, just do it, right? Okay, next example. Every year, okay? Every year on the planet is open right now and listening intently to this amazing information. Okay, unfortunately, again, context is everything because every year sounds exactly like every year, right? Every year I go to Mallorca for vacation. I wish, but you get what I'm saying. So again, never underestimate the importance of context when you're listening and confidence when you're listening. Okay, so that's for listeners. But for speakers, yeah, so there's actually a little bit more work that we need to do to help you be able to transition smoothly into those sounds. Oh, but wait, that's the next video. So thank you for listening. Again, we were talking about connected speech. We were looking at some of the actual techniques, specifics around how that works and how you do it. In the next video, I'm gonna give you some actual exercises. Okay, that wasn't really good pronunciation. I'm gonna give you some really good exercises that will help you to be able to practice to make those sounds. Until next time, bye.